What a weekend we have got. We've got 10 jump races to look at on the ITV cameras. There is just brilliant action all across over the sticks. There's also races at Newmarket. And, of course, it's the Breeders' Cup, which is where Frankie is.
Morning from Del Mar Racecourse. The chatter is all about City of Troy. It's all about Aidan's army, as they're now calling it here. Will he or won't he handle the dirt? Will he or won't he win the Breeders' Cup Classic for the first time for Aidan O'Brien and Ryan Ward? That's really what everybody is talking about. But before we get there, of course, we've got juveniles to race on Friday, and then Saturday there is some cracking racing on the turf as well. I think the Turf Mile is what I'm most looking forward to. Now that is a serious race. It's packed action here. I'll keep you updated from the course, but for now, you tell us, will he or won't he City of Troy in the Breeders' Cup Classic?
Let's start at Wetherby with a 1:15. A 2.5 mile handicap chase. Now, the green and gold of JP Romanus has got two in here, top and bottom of the race card, but they are, as we record, the two biggest price runners.
I'm gutted because the prices have just come out, and I've seen that Choosethenews is 130. Now, I thought, being Mark Walford, we'd get a price on this, and this was potentially nap of the weekend. So I've been in hospital. I don't know if you know this. I've had surgery on my shoulder. So I was texting Mark Walford earlier on, taking some topless nudes of me scars and everything like that, because he's been in the wars back in the day when he was an amateur. And look, 2 points to points. That point to point he won back in April 2022. Won it by 25 lengths, so they got a bargain on this. So, Tom Crean was back in second, who's won his fair share of races. The bare form figures are 1, 3, 2, 3, 1. 4 lengths behind Giovinco at Newcastle in February, and 2.5 lengths win over Pay the Piper. And Pay the Piper won this past weekend at Kelso, beating my nap. Look, I think this is absolute nap material, right? And I thought I'd be getting a much better price because of the trainer. No disrespect to Mark Walford, but JP's got two in there, and I simply said, look, if JP's there, watch his horses, hang around, looking available, and see if he's got a checkbook with him.
You've gone early. You've gone early with the nap.
Well, I've gone early with it. This one, I don't do the race schedules, but you know, it's potentially there. I might change my mind halfway through, you know. But Choosethenews 100 to 30. I'm backing this evening because I think I honestly thought I was going to get double prices on this, double figures with the two JP horses in there. But nah, we'll go with this.
All right, let's move on to the 150 then. A listed mares contest. And the market centres around Luccia. Is she your selection?
She is indeed. Obviously third the champion hurdle. Second in this last year. Katerina, 16 lengths back in third. Now, I'm just going to update the runners. I'm not seeing since if anything else has come out or whatever. Is that gone? Oh, Katerina's gone then. Bloody hell, 8 to 11. It was even money this morning. Was it Casa? Was it Casa? What's her face in there? And I thought I thought this was absolutely brilliant, even money shot, 8 to 11. I still think is. We haven't seen a lot of Nicky Emerson horses. I think we had one winner with Nico on a few days ago. We're not seeing a lot. I've been watching the stable tours. You don't really get a lot from them apart from their breathing, and they may run at some point. But without boring everyone, Luccia, I think is a pretty good thing.
Okay, yes, Katera's not there. She's here in the 222, getting weight off the field down the bottom. She had a relative win the other day. I think it was at Chepstow, wasn't it? Very impressively. The Irish are over for this one as well. This is actually a competitive little contest despite a small field.
Yeah, there's more lines I can put through a lot of these. Again, it's been backed. Sandor Clegane. 7 to 2 now. It was 5 this morning. I think a lot of these, I mean, Dashel Drescher, how old's Dashel Drescher now? It's got to be knocking 22 or something. I didn't have a jockey booking either this morning, so I wasn't sure if it was going to run. Last seen 30th of April in the Grade 1 Punchestown Novice Chase. Beaten 7 lengths by Spillane's Town, Monty Star, 3-card brag. Fourth in the Brand Advisory as well. That's what I made the note of here. Look, I don't think it's up to Grade 1 standard, this horse. It's at that rock and a hard place, isn't it? You know, where you're not that good, but you're probably better than this. And And I hate to tip of a favourite, but I mean, dash or drash you, that ain't winning at that age. You know, watch it hack up now. And the Irish should come over. Sandor, Clegane, for me. I mean, I presume that's the way you pronounce it.
It did sound very French. Right, let's look at the big one then of the week. Do we see a Gold Cup potential winner in here for Bravemansgame? A couple of darts, tried, failed. Grey Dawning, new kid on the block. Nichols v Skelton, Master v Apprentice. So we've got 7 runners. There's decent ground at Wetherby this weekend.
Yeah, and I did put earlier on in the week, when I looked at this, you know, both these are probably be ground dependent. But if you have a look at Bravemansgame, so I dug into this a little bit. You know, this is, we would kick off when people don't run them, like Hender or whatever, and we kick off when people do run them. If you look last year for Bravemansgame, second in Charlie Hall, second in the Betfair Chase, second the King George, 5th in the Gold Cup, 5th in the Bowl. He ain't going to do that this year, is he? Right? Grey Dawning, Skelton, I love this horse, by the way, but Skelton says there is only one Gold Cup, right? So I was thinking, Bravemansgame is going to be ripe and ready to go Saturday. Wins this, put away for the King George. That was my thought. Grey Dawning has a go, but he's not going to be knocked about if the chance is gone. Not going to, you know, be knocked about to get an ever closing third or whatever. So I thought, on that, Bravemansgame, today's his day. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it goes well fresh. You're still a bit worried about the Nichols Yard. They're having a couple of winners, but...
Well, yeah, but it's a 2-horse race, isn't it? I mean, you've got Young Pretenders coming through, but this is a 2-horse race. Grey Dawning, you know, is... You know, when you see when Dan Skelton talks about certain horses and the glint in his eye with this one, and the target is the Gold Cup, as you would expect. Bravemansgame, I mean, would either probably miss the Gold Cup and go straight to the Bowl, or the other way around. But he's not going to do what he did last season, is he? You can't run that horse 5. I mean, look, if it was our horse, it's nice to be those meetings, but you're barely paying the training fees. Well, you know, when you think about it.
Yeah, that's going to be his Gold Cup. He's had a wind-up, another wind-up.
How many is that now?
Oh, so today's the day.
I've got today's the day. And look, King George target for Bravemansgame.
Okay. Another favourite. Right, a day tip, anything up bigger than 2-1 in the 332. Again, 7 runners. 2-mile handicap hurdle. They'll be trapping around here on decent ground.
Yeah, it's such good racing this weekend. I really fancy one in here for Martin Todhunter and William Maggs V12. Proper dual purpose horse. What?
Big price.
Yeah. Won at Wetherby, 2 miles in the soft in March. 1 win and 2/3 in the flat since. 2 weeks ago, over 2 miles at Carlisle. I watched that back again this morning. He was in rear, smooth headway, hung left a little bit, but wasn't knocked about, wasn't given the power-packed ride you would expect, and came in 3rd. So I thought, all right, have a little tune-up. And here comes Wetherby, where he's won before. V12, Martin Todhunter. I do like William Maggs as well. Is it got brother as well, or am I just going nuts?
Still brother Charlie, yeah.
Yeah. I do like William Maggs. Claims a 5, so I'll go for V12.
Okay, then. Got some engine.
Hey, I don't know about cars.
Right, let's do some like Ascot, shall we? We've got 4 races in the first Jumpers meeting of their new season. Start with the 130, 2.25 mile handicap. So it's only 5 go to post here, but still a really tricky one.
This might be the stupidest thing I've ever put up. I mean, last year we put up Knickerbocker Glory. Do you remember? 20-1 into 10s. And I'm going to put up Bad for Ben Pauling. Now, do you remember we were exchanging messages, phone calls? There was a lot.
How can I forget?
Yes, there was a lot of noise about this horse. Beat ahead at Ascot in February after wind surgery, and then I thought we're kicking on from there. No show at Sandown last twice. I would say 3rd in this last year. From earlier on in the week was 25s, and this morning was probably about 8s. I just thought it's worth taking a chance here. I mean, you know, you're not putting the Joel Ross millions on this, but I thought it's worth taking a chance. And Ben Pauling, on a lot of his stable tours and when he's been interviewed and stuff, he is he's not poo-pooed the horse and said it's gone. It's just about getting him right. So I thought at around, 8-9 to 1, something like that. Bad in this. Have you got a strong opinion or?
No.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Oh no, he's got 2 in, hasn't he? He's got Leader of the Park at the bottom as well. I mean, Kieran Burke's interesting. He's got a couple here that he's taken over from Sophie Leach. He's got Warpath here, one little later on as well. So I'm marking in for that one. It'd be interesting. But no, he's always thought highly of Bad, hasn't he? I remember we'll oversee the juvenile hurdle. Right, let's look at the 205 then. Again, there'll be a track around here. Good ground, 2 mile handicap chase. Again, this is another one Kieran Burke was on about. Madara, who won at the Dublin Racing Festival last year. Interesting type. Venetia's got one as well in Martator. She had a runner in the week. It's slow to come to hand, but obviously the main WP Mullings tends to stand out, despite being a big price and pull down end.
Uncle Phil, is it? Yeah, Uncle Phil, isn't it? It was say about 20 to 1, something like that. And I think it would be 4 times the price if a trainer, was over here with it. Couldn't have it on my mind. No, Martator for Venetia for me. That ex-French horse. Had a great 2024. Third, 3 wins. Newbury, Ascot, Sandown. Won a heavy, soft and good where we expect Venetia just to be winning in the dirty Kerry Lee type ground. So ground's no problem, whatever it turns up to be. Huge price on seasonal debut at Aintree last year. Came third, jumped badly in a race that Master Chewy actually won. So you got to reverse that for. But I look at that and I don't know if I'm just taken up by the 1, 1, 1, 1. The ones are getting me. But no, I'll go with that one. Martator, not a strong bet, but it's on the list.
Okay, I know she's got a little later on, but we move on to the 315. 2 mile handicap. This is the race. This is the race last year. You had Knickerbocker Glory, and this year, our mate Secret Squirrel goes.
And of course, I'm not just going for it because I always say, I love this horse, Secret Squirrel, and you say it's the most unique looking horse I've ever seen. They'll pick something else and move on. We don't too long now. Won easily at Taunton on the Friday of the Grand National meeting. I was waiting to be picked up, and I was in a local bookies in Liverpool town centre, fearing I missed the first at Aintree. But I watched it that day. We booked it that day. Look, it needs to reverse the form with Helmwine. When was that? Was it Sandown, wasn't it? My mate has got a little share in that. Or has that been pulled out already? It's been pulled out, hasn't it? Oh, that was in this morning. That's been pulled out, so forget that. So let's just go Secret Squirrel. No, there was one of the Noel Feely Syndicate horses in there yesterday or this morning. That's reverse form, but no, okay, Secret Squirrel.
Simple. Keep it simple. Yeah, he's had a chance once again. I like the ground. What about this 345 then? 3 mile handicap chase. Chianti Classico. Has he got potential Gold Cup claims this season? Bearing in mind how well he won the Ultima. Then he tackled Grade 1 company at Aintree. Back in novice company. He's got a lot of weight, but he's a class act.
Yeah, class, a lot of weight is what I've got here. Couldn't follow it up at Aintree, could he? It was a big charity bet for the kids in the Ultima, so I was chuffed with that. But I'm going with Amirite for Henry de Bromhead at a 1-2 last weekend. Mikey O'Connor bought £3 claim. He doesn't really come over here just for a bit of fresh air. Well, it's not fresh air, is it? He doesn't really come over here for the smog of London just coming over. Goes well fresh. The first start of the season. He's had a run in the Kerry National as well. And again, wasn't massively knocked about when the chance had gone. I'm not saying he wasn't trying. He was trying, but the chance had gone. And Henry coming over for this, I think it's a little tip in itself. Probably, 7-1, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, he was going back to Ireland. Romero, yeah, he did. He had a good chat with them last week. I backed it in the Kerry National. Maybe the ground went against him. It's got some good form on top of the ground. Okay, talking of Irish winners, guessing there's going to be one at Down Royal, you would imagine. It's their big day, of course, and they've got their champion chase. Again, only 5 go to post. We've got a King George winner in Hewick, we've got a Gold Cup runner-up and a bowl winner in Jerry Colombe, and we've got the Old Boys Delta work in Envoy LN, and the Galway chase winner Visionarian as well. So a good field assembled for the Grade 1 champion chase.
Yeah, I really like this. Look, I don't think it's a penalty kick for Jerry Clegane. Won this last year by neck to Envoy Alan, as you said. Conflated was back in third. I honestly, I don't know if it's the heart here, but I'd take a chance at Hewick because with the looming shark handling ban coming up, he's had the prep run 2 weeks ago just to get one ready and keep his name in there. I mean, I'd love to do another podcast about, how I think how mistreated shark handler's been on this, and then getting reduced and the fact he has to go and sell his horses, it takes him that long to decide about the ban. And then the next day after he sold some of the horses, they go, oh, we'll reduce it a little bit for you. I've seen so many bad things happen in racing where people don't get pulled in for it. And a genuine mistake. 2 years suspended sentence. You even get the number clother on there, Shark. And I'll tell you what, we're throwing you out. Apart from that, I think he'll get Hewick right. At the prep run, and I'd take Hewick. Look, Jerry Clegane's best horse in the race, proper Gold Cup contender, but just to prove a point, especially in the island, I'll go for Hewick. Because Frankie's not here, so he's not having his lifetime savings on Jerry Clegane. What you thought? What your thoughts?
It's similar to Bravemansgame, isn't it? Like you say, Bravemansgame, you mentioned that he's got Grey Dawning. Is he going to be cherry ripe? But with horses this good, can you leave them undercooked? That's the question I always think of. I don't know. I can see the point. I'm guessing Kempton will be the aim again for Hewick. He's had a couple of runs. He'll have a fitness edge. Visionary, of course, won at Gowran. It was Gowran, wasn't it? Beating French Dynamo, so that form looks all right. But he's got a little bit to find. Look, it's all about Jerry Clegane, isn't it? Everyone will be looking at that. Odds on there being all the Accas, cornerstone of the Accas, but I can see the case. And it's going, which Envoy LN is going to turn up? Who knows?
There's more Envoy LN than there is pronunciations for his name. Let it go.
Right. What's your best bet of those 10? Are you going to say it early?
Yeah, I'm going back to the first race at Wetherby, the news. Yeah. They're called Choosethenews for Mark Walford. And Jamie Hamilton was a really good rider. I think if he got a big job, he'd do really well. It's just because he's up north and doesn't get the rides he probably deserves. So, I'm going with that.
And Breeders' Cup, if he's not City of Troy, have you got any thoughts on Saturday night?
Back 2 so far. One at 11 to 8 and one at 12. Juvenile Fillies, Lay Victoria, drop 1. I mean, it's the obvious one. And the second favourite is, which the Americans really like, is Thought Process. However, turf 2-year-olds based in California have 0 from 58 in the Breeders' Cup. Great draw. Lay Victoria, that's great. And the other bet I had, which was the next bet, is the Japanese horse Remake in the sprint. 11:05, I think that goes off. I watched a lot of the replays back. And subtitles with the jockey. Deep closer, deep impact, deep closer. Apparently there'll be no problem with the dirt getting in the face, whatever, will be held up and will come for an 8 rattle. As you look at the fractions of the American jocks getting it wrong, going like, scalded cat. And here is the jockey, Yuga. Here is the jockey coming up and taking them at the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it. Insight. What was that, the sprint?
That was a sprint. Like Lay Victoria, City of Troy would be great. Would be great there. 33-1 on the day of the Derby, wasn't it? On the day of the Guineas.
For the Guineas, it would have been.
33-1 for that race. And are you taking 7-4? And people are going, it's on the drift from 6-4. I'm like, I'd love it to happen. And also, it would cement Aidan as the best trainer in the world. Just the fact that he has said since day dot that this is the best horse he has ever trained. No one's going, I've heard that somewhere before. Let's hope it is.
Hey gents, welcome to Stateside. It's a bit sunnier than where you are. Definitely sunnier than Wetherby for the Charlie Hall. I've been on track. I've been trying to find a winner based on what we think is strong coming over from England and Ireland and what the American fans think is strong their side in. Once you pair the two together, you start getting a bit of a clearer picture. Hopefully so clear that I'm going to be bold enough to give up a treble, starting on the Friday with Lake Victoria. When favourites have been drawn low in this race, the Juvenile Fillies race, they've always had a good record. She's in 1. She looks outstanding over on our side, and they don't really have anything strong from the States to challenge this side. Even the Americans think that Lake Victoria is probably the bet of the weekend. So she kicks off the treble on Friday, and then Saturday there's 2 to look at in the sprint. We've got Believing, who's been really consistent. We've got Bradshaw, who's been super, but Cogburn for Team America, they think this is an unbeatable sprinter. And when it's fast over 5, let's face it, we haven't really had the best division of sprinters, and I think I've got to stick with their opinion more than anything. So Cogburn to win the 5 furlong sprint on Saturday, and then we'll finish off with what I think is the best race of the weekend, the 1 mile turf. Notable Speech is the favourite, Rama 2 Hours in there. Also, we've got Porta Fortuna in there, all, you know, winning Group 1 after Group 1. Notable Speech has had his blips, but on fast ground, how good was he in the Guineas? How good was he at Goodwood? It's a short run in here, and if he's in a good posse turning home, I think his turn of foot will be pretty hard to beat. So, to recap, Lake Victoria, everyone seems to think that's the bet of the weekend on Friday in the Fillies Juvenile race. On Saturday, the American sprinter, Cogburn, at the top of the market, and then Notable Speech. It's a European turf race, really, but I think he's the best of the bunch, and the best that Charlie Appleby said he's ever sent over to the Breeders' Cup, and he knows how to win races out here. So that's your treble from down on the ground in Del Mar.
Right, enjoy the action. Brilliant weekend ahead. Jump in here, stay inside the Breeders' Cup, wherever you're back in. Best of luck.